2Country Radio.
Find us on Facebook and Twitter. We play more music every hour, every day. 2Country Radio. Turn on, tune in.
When Dierks was over for his show, I had a sit down with him and we had a chat. At that time, Black hadn't been released, but I had heard it. So we had a sit down and a chat about the album. I'll start then with the new album.
Sure.
I had listened to it, and I think it's very different from Riser. Riser was kind of a emotional kind of album.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was listening to Black, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to put this on the car, go to a beach and fall in love. I kind of felt like that.
Yeah.
When you sort of came to it, did you think this needs to be different from Riser, or did you just kind of roll with what was in your head?
Yeah, I really tried to start with what I did. I started with absolutely nothing. I had no songs left over, no ideas what to write about. It was just totally open. Starting with just a place of just zero. And but just really kind of trusted the process of just writing, hoping that I would write into some sort of a song or write into an idea or discover a new sound that would excite me. And I wrote that song Black, and it kind of just made me start thinking about relationships in general and my own personal relationship and my wife, who's, you know, her maiden name is Black, so it kind of added a layer of mysteriousness to it all to me, which I really liked. And I had a few other songs that kind of fit into this whole relationship kind of vein, and it started kind of making me go down that track of like just love and trying to constantly trying to figure out what it is, especially in like a committed relationship. And I actually had this crazy idea of writing like a concept album like revolved around an affair. And I had it like 2 years ago, and I presented it to my producer, and he loved it, but it felt a little contrived, so I just kind of put it away. But I really had an idea about an album where this guy, like, he's with somebody, then he leaves her, and he finds somebody new, and things are awesome, and they're great, and that, of course, tanks, and then he kind of figures it out, and grows out of the end of it. And I kind of forgot all about that, and then I went and we started working on this record, and at the very end, when I had all these songs 2 years later, I was in this coffee shop trying to sequence the album, and I pulled out the original kind of like chapters I had, and I inserted these songs in there, and they really all kind of fit in perfectly. And it's kind of the album, if you listen to it from start to beginning, kind of takes you on, at least for me, this kind of ride of this mysterious kind of element of love, and this guy trying to figure out what it is, and he kind of grows by the end of the album. And it wasn't contrived. All of it was just really kind of happened naturally, which makes me feel really good about it.
Now, when I was chatting to Dierks, we wanted to know a bit more about the collaborations on the album, how he came to them, and who he chose for the reasons behind it.
I never think too much about that. I know there's some people that think about the importance of having guests on albums because it generates more buzz, and I really hadn't even thought about that. It started with Maren Morris. She sang on the demo of that song, I'll Be the Moon, and I was like, I love her voice, I'd love to get her on the album. She came in, it was a great experience, and she added a whole other element to the song. I didn't write that song, but I asked the songwriter if I could change that second verse around to make it a full-on duet after I started exploring the idea, and it worked great. And then I had this song called Different for Girls, which I thought it'd be really cool to have a female on that song just because of the subject matter. And my manager and I talked, we both love Elle King, so I flew down to Austin and got her on the record, which was awesome. And then I just realized a lot of songs I'd written with girls, with other women, and they're all some of my favorite singers. Jessie Alexander's like one of my favorite singers. She was here at C2C, I think, this year with John Randall. And then Natalie Hemby and Hillary Lindsay are just both monster singers and great, obviously huge songwriters. And so we just kind of brought their voices up in the mix a little bit. I had them on those songs anyway, and just kind of gave a little bit more of a bluegrass mix where sometimes it's hard to tell who's singing lead, who's singing the harmonies, and it just lent itself nicely to the story of the album, just having these female voices on there on a record that's about relationships and love and the different ways, how love appears in your life at different stages of your life, and it's really added to the conversation. It's really, really cool. It wasn't meant. I didn't set out to do that. It just happened.
So we've spoken about the album, about collaborations, and we were just talking about one of the in particular songs on the album that's slightly different, and we just wanted to know a bit more about the song Mardi Gras.
I wrote that with Natalie Hemby and Steve Mokler, and honestly, when I first started writing that song, that was back at like the end of 2014 when I first started this process. Maybe maybe the beginning of 2015. But also we started writing that song, and Natalie brought that idea in. I'd been to Mardi Gras. I was the head of one of the floats, and we were talking about stuff. She goes, I have an idea about Mardi Gras. And so we started writing that song, and we got into it. I'm like, okay, sometimes you're writing a song that's just not going to make your record, but you honor the process, and you want to finish the song out, and maybe it finds a different home. But I really didn't think I was going to find a home on my record. And we finished it. Everyone loved it, and it's one of those songs that just stuck around forever. And then when we added all the brass to it, I really loved that because it just felt totally just different than anything else I've ever done. I'm always trying to find songs. For the longer you do this, the more records you make, I'm just trying to find anything different and weird and cool and just not expected is exciting to me. And then Trombone Shorty, you got him to play on it, and I really started digging it. And when I started sequencing the record, I just felt like it was a nice moment for where this guy's kind of always been in charge of the relationship or involved in deciding how it goes with whoever he's with. And then you get to this point here where he doesn't get to control that one. She just leaves him, on the streets, just like the trash at Mardi Gras. And so I thought it was kind of nice. But it's a fun song too. There's humor in it. It's not like a sad, depressing situation. It's just it didn't work out. But I do love the production on it. I thought it was like totally just way off the wall and really fun. And I got to know him. I didn't really know him that well. And then he did the thing at the ACMs. He performed with Little Big Town, so really got to know him in a good way. So he's really, really cool guy.
Now, in that, Dierks spoke about songwriting with other people, and I wanted to just know, when he gets songs from other people, how does he feel when he's recording somebody else's song?
I feel such a pressure when, you get these songs, and as a songwriter myself, I know you only get 5, 6 great ideas a year. Maybe you write 2 or 3 really good songs. You might write 70 songs, but those ones that are really special, like I'll Be the Moon. And I don't take it lightly. I know when I get those songs in my possession, it's like, I've been doing this for a long time. I know how hard it is to write a song like that. And so I'll talk to those songwriters every couple of months, like, hey, don't worry, I got your song. I'm still, I haven't forgotten about it. It's not just sitting in a pile somewhere. We're going to get to it. It's going to be a big part of the record. And so I take it, and then when I go in the studio, I'm trying to not necessarily beat their version. I mean, the demos these days are great. People make demos in Nashville, they sound like the records. And all those songwriters, they're great singers in their own right. So you have to go in there and try to I got to play it back for them at some point and hope they like what they hear. And that's not everyone's like that. There's a lot of the older guard that they'll cut 30, 40 songs and they'll maybe pick 10 and they record them how they want to. And they're just kind of, but we're not like that. We're trying to be in the forefront and do stuff that's proactive and honor the music. And so I feel a lot of pressure on that.
We were talking to Dierks about the song Mardi Gras, which has Trombone Shorty on it, who obviously isn't a country player. And we were having a bit of a discussion about the album and how it pushes boundaries and all the different players on the album. So I wanted Dierks to take me through that a bit more.
I'm pushing the sound-wise, trying to go for different things and trying to move to a place that's new and exciting for me, but I still try to keep the roots of the music. I love them in there. And so Brian Sutton, acoustic guitar, and Jerry Douglas. I've never recorded Jerry. I've worked with so many different dobro players. You'd be surprised how many there are. But Jerry, I had him come in on a couple tracks, and he's on the last track, and it's kind of a nice long playoff that he's playing. And I love it because the last verse of that song actually mentions my dog Jake. And the very first record I ever put out, what was I thinking? Jake's on the cover of that album, and it's a big, dobro-driven song, so it's kind of a nice book in there on the old Jake. He's 15, and I don't think he'll be around for album number 9, so it's kind of nice way to close out the album. A nice little another layer to the album, which I like.
We then started to discuss putting his live shows together, and how does he go about putting together a set list? What songs does he like to sort of bring out from his back catalogue, and does he like the new stuff to play?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's just I'm really having fun playing the brand new stuff. It's like I'm playing songs that I haven't played anywhere else before. Songs like Black and Freedom and What the Hell, Moon, Beach. So I mean, half the record we're doing, in the show. So that's the key, is trying to get those songs in there, but still round them out with enough hits and stuff to keep the show moving along and not get bogged down in doing just a bunch of new songs because nobody wants to hear that. But you know, it's there's lots of, I'm not doing Come a Little Closer tonight. I'm not doing Settle for a Slowdown. I'm not doing All Trip Alone. Not doing. There's a lot of songs aren't. It's weird the songs aren't on the set list anymore. But yeah, it's hard to get them on there at the same time doing the new stuff. But I love them all. Like even down to What Was I Thinking? When we get down to that song, it's just gosh, there's such a place in the show for that song. It's so fun by that point when I actually do that song. You know, just it's. The good thing is, I heard that from, I think it was Vince Gill that said that, you know, make sure you pick a hit you can live with, because you got to sing it every night. And I love them all. They have some element, they remind me of something, or it's a fun song to play with the band, or there's some sort of inside joke, or I don't know. They're all take me on some sort of trip, which is good.
This is the last bit of the Dierks Bentley interview here at 2Country Radio, and what does he have to say?
Well, we talked about, I don't know if anyone of you saw, it was around the time of C2C, he did that sketch with James Corden and Luke Bryan. Did you see it? It was on the...
on the Late Show?
Yeah. Well, I'll have to get it up. Okay, so he did this sketch where I think, was he dressed as a beefeater? Or Luke Bryan was dressed... He was dressed as Sherlock Holmes and Luke Bryan was dressed as a beefeater.
Right.
And they did this sketch about... the UK not really getting country music.
What?
But obviously Luke and Dierks have both toured here, so they know the scene's there. So we just wanted to touch on sort of how that scene came to be, really.
I think was that CBS? I think it was on CBS. So they, they're doing all they can do to get as much publicity as possible. So he's on the same network, but that was really fun. James, he's a funny guy, man. Really, did you hear the UK song?
Yeah.
Oh my god! When we were doing that, I was talking to Luke about that because I've been over here a lot trying to build up an audience, and I know what the fan base is like here, and they love country music, and everyone here is really tuned into modern country music, and it's not that way at all. And this skit is so not true to what the scene is, but it was pretty funny. The Sherlock Holmes outfit and Luke in the Buckingham Palace guard suit, whatever. It was hilarious, and James was really funny, really nice. He's good. I think he needs to be bumped up. He's really funny.
I was just talking to Tucker downstairs.
Oh, good, yeah. He's awesome.
He said that he's really nervous and worried about when you're about to have your initiation for the tour.
Oh,
yeah. Do you plan that in advance, or do you
not
just
overly?
Take them chuck them in cold water?
It will mess them a little bit. Some people overly you're talking about what I did with Kanan. That's right. That's for something else. Sorry getting too warm from something like that, but we have a great tour lined up. I'm so happy to have him out here. This is my real first chance to be around him for an extended period of time. I'm traveling through 2 airports today and a bunch of car rides, so we got to know each other pretty well, and hanging out last night too. Great guy. But then Cam's coming out and Randy Hauser, so it's kind of a great lineup for me. It's gonna be a really fun summer. I'll figure out something. I'm messing them a little bit, but we don't go too far on the prank stuff. We like to have a little fun with them, but that was good though. With Maddie and Tay and Kanan and Kip, that was actually pretty good. Yeah, that water was cold.
Yeah. I loved it.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Now, that was the interview that aired on Tuesday, the 7th of June on 2Country Radio. But as you are listening to this back via our YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe for great interviews, news and more. We have a little something extra for you. Whilst chatting to Dierks, we were in a room full of people just chit-chatting, and we were talking about stage fails, because obviously someone like Luke Bryan is famous for falling off of stage, and we just wanted to know if Dierks had any issues like that. So he took us through. It's just a bit of a laugh, just added on specially for you YouTube listeners.
Let's see, I remember one time we were playing for about 20,000 people in Detroit, and I was opening for Brad Paisley, and he had this wooden, he loves the Opry, so and I do too, but he recreated a small Opry stage out the front of his thrust. And I came around the corner and was running down the thrust, and then did my best Bruce Springsteen on the wood, and just this girl in the front row, she's all excited, I'm singing, and then I'm singing, and then and I went right down onto her, just flattened her, kept singing her, and never missed a lick, and she was okay, but there's that one. Yeah, no lawsuits on that one. I've had odd things happen on stage. I've had one time with Miranda. I was getting ready to sing. I used to kick the show off. This was 10 years ago. I used to kick the show off with the Waylon Jennings song, "Lonesome Ornery Mean," and the first line of the song was on a Greyhound bus, and I stomped down and right on that, the microphones went. So before I got the first word out, I had like split my lip and chipped a tooth, and I was just like, I'm on a Greyhound bus, and I was like, there's like 4,000 people there, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna have to cancel the show. Like, it's over. Like, so I waited to the first guitar solo so I could walk back and show the guys in the band, and they're all like, but it wasn't. I just played through it, but I remember thinking like, I haven't even sung one note yet, and I already have to cancel the show. But, I tore my ACL completely in half, jumping off a stage riser. I was higher on that pool table on the Chesney show. Yeah, landed and and surgery on Monday and a show on a Wednesday.
The album Black is available now, so go download it, buy it from your local store. It's a fantastic album. You won't want to miss it. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great interviews, news and more. And you can find us online via iTunes, TuneIn Radio or our dedicated app. We are 2Country Radio.
We play more music every hour, every day. Turn on, tune in. 2Country Radio.